What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I am just doing some catch up from the build that we started when we were at Jarvis Bay. So you can see that I've got some end caps on this cabinet, and I was just working on the dividers that's going to go in between. You can see that the one's just in there, the other one I got here. They're not attached yet. I have to go and get some L brackets, but this is what I've been doing today to get it out of the way. So let me show you. So it's just two pieces of MDF board. Just using up the scrap that I have for the whatever gray barn stuff, right? So I'm gonna do two, and then I can put one bracket on each side and then mount it to the cabinet. The reason I use two pieces of MDF is it's just a little too thin for me to want to put screws through, because besides then I'd have to have the L brackets staggered because they wouldn't be able to go through it, right? The screws would hit each other, if that makes sense. Sorry if it's loud. I got that little fan going there. It's probably blowing right in the microphone. So yeah, that's what I was doing today. It took a lot of measuring and in and out and getting the right cuts. Like you'll see at the bottom here, I gotta have this little divot right there to accommodate for that 2x2 that's at the back, and then you gotta get the curve. You can see it ain't pretty, right? Whoops, where am I even looking? It ain't pretty. But that just goes hand in hand with the rest of this. I'm become more and more okay with stuff not looking professional, as I'm not a professional carpenter, but it's sturdy and it's gonna work. So once I get it all bolted in, it'll work. And then after that, it will be the doors. I'm just gonna use some of that really thick leftover MDF that I made the boxes over the wheel wells out of. I think I was gonna do them orange to match the cabinets and everything, but I think I'm gonna go with the gray just to kind of keep that tone going, and maybe I'll put little white handles on them, right? That's my thought process anyway. So that'll be the next step after I get the dividers mounted. Shouldn't be too hard. And then also what I want to get done in this entry is fixing the wiring on that switch, which would be really easy to do with what I picked up at the Canadian Tire out in Sylvan Lake. But the other alternative is I'm just realizing my other piece of insulation once again fell off the window. We got to put that on the list of things to do. The Velcro stripping that I'm using to hold those window insulation panels on is, I want to say hot garbage. So my next guess of what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some of those little disc magnets like I got for the mosquito net, and I'm going to epoxy them onto the edges of the foam, and then they'll be able to hit the metal around the doors. But anyways, I'm getting off track. The wiring, the other alternative is if I don't just do a quick fix to it, is to get a little fuse box off Amazon, and then we can mount that up near the front with the rest of the electrical, and then wire the lights into the fuse box, make it a little safer, a little bit more permanent, and not have to worry about dings. So let's see how much we actually get done in this entry. Okay, I was able to go to the dollar store and get some of these long brackets for a lot cheaper than I'm sure I was able to find the amount that I needed at like Lowe's or Home Depot. Sorry, I am feeling like crap. This is the second day this week where after dinner, my stomach has just been on fire. And not fire like spicy or indigestion, just like it feels like somebody's just like punched me in the gut and is just twisting my stomach, and I have no idea why that is happening. Gravol ginger ale usually helps it die down quickly, and I should probably just be resting, but I really wanted to get this done today. I just had set that kind of as a goal in my head to just get the dividers in. So I got this first one in. Now we're gonna put these boards up and see what we can do. Okay, so now I need to put, now here's the thing that I'm doing is normally you'd want really short screws and just have, you wouldn't have two holes, right? Because you probably have a smaller L bracket. So you'd have really short screws, just enough to go through the bracket and just into the MDF board, which is like a 1/4 inch thick, if that. I didn't have screws like that, and I've got screws coming out of my ears, and these brackets come with screws. So it's kind of lucky that these brackets have two holes on either side of the arms, because what I'm going to do is the screws go through both without coming out the other one, I think. So it's lucky that I got two. So on this side, I'll put it here, and then on the other side, I'll put it on the top, and then I won't have the problem that you would have if the screws are too long and you're using brackets with only one hole. Jeepers creepers. Is it popping up? Kind of pull it into place. It's nice. All right. Now it's just a little wobbly, so I'm going to do that 32 more times. Well, I already did 3. Oh, it's not 3. It's not 4. It's only 3. So I'm not doing that math. But a bunch more to get these last 2 put in. Okay. I almost gave up. I got the first one done, and then the pain was so bad. I was like, nope, I'm going to finish this, and I'm going to go die and just sleep it off. But actually, I powered through it because, again, that's my knack of wanting to get something done when I set my mind to it. And it's actually feeling a little bit better. I don't want to jinx it. Where's my ginger ale? Okay. So they're in. Right? Look at this. That's excellent. Now we just got to get some doors in there. This one's a little extra janky. So I think what I'm going to do is just for overnight, I'm going to throw some construction adhesive in between those boards and then hit them with the clamps instead of putting another brace up here. Neither one of them actually I ended up using less L brackets. I just said clamps, but L brackets than I thought I would because I didn't bother here at the front. It's not that bad. There's a little bit of movement. Let me see if you can, right? But when I throw a bracket in there, where are my brackets? Attach it to there, but then over there, you can't really see on the camera, but the hole is actually half over the top. So the screw, I'd have to screw at a downward angle and a kind of close quarters to be working in there. So I'm actually okay with that. The only stuff that's going to be in here are clothes. So that tiny little bit of whoop whoop, I'm sure it'll be fine. I say with confidence. Then we get the van on the road for a few months or a year and that shit just comes apart. But yeah, so that is all done. I'm quite happy with myself. I wasn't planning on getting anything done until this weekend. I think I mentioned it before, and if I didn't, Lindsey and Sadie are actually off on Lindsey's 2-week vacation now, and they're going to British Columbia. So I'm actually going to take the time to just lay low, stay in the city, get a little bit more stuff done in regards to the van build itself, and we will catch up with them at some point down the road. But yeah, I'm super happy that I got this done. I wasn't planning on doing it, like I said, but there we are. And now we just got to bang out some doors. So I am going to call it a night for now, though. So we'll see you in the next clip, which will probably be doors. Okay, day 2 of getting the cabinets done. We're going to get those doors cut and start the paint process. I was going to do time lapse and capture the whole process, which is what it is, but I cannot for the life of me find my stand or the holder that holds my phone. So I guess I could prop you up on something, but it's more frustrating to me that I can't find that stand than anything. I just had it and I just wasted 10 minutes in and out of the van looking for it. Scatterbrained. All right, well, I'm either gonna cut doors or I'm gonna keep looking for this tripod and something's gonna get done. Buried under pillows in the van. Okay, let's cut some of these doors. Aha, there, so 3 pieces, right? 3 doors, not so bad. Like everything else, they have character. That's what we're gonna start saying before I say it's not perfect. For now, I'm gonna say it has character. So they all do. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm probably going to use the clamps to clamp them together to get them as close to exact as possible. And then I'm just gonna sand the edges down so they are as close to being exactly the same size. And then we will be hitting them with some spray paint, just like we did the wheel well boxes. Okay, so got all the edges sanded down. I don't even know what's on the sander right now. 60 grit, I think, maybe. Didn't push very hard just to get them nice and smooth. And then I just hit all the boards with what I have left of this old tack cloth just to make the initial surface smooth. My process here, I think, I'm gonna do 2 or 3 coats of the gray on them, then probably sand them by hand with 220 grit, and then give them a couple more coats, and it should make them nice and smooth. And I'm gonna have to do some more tack cloth in between those sands, right? That seems to be the key, so. Okay, cool. We're gonna let that sit up for a while, do another coat or two, and then I will see you once these are done and we're putting them in a van. Just been kind of hanging out, looking at this and trying to visualize somewhere to use this space here where the shelf ends. And I think what I'm going to end up doing is I'm just going to make sort of an open air cabinet. So kind of hard to visualize, I guess, but essentially what will happen is like I would have one of these, let me just see if I get this in frame here, running from here out towards me, right? Then another one from there this way. And then right here we could put a platform. And then I'd use another one of these IKEA slats to attach to the sort of framing stud that I put on the door here, have it come down like this, and then it would attach to the one that runs from the cabinet to here, and then that would actually give this end of the cabinet a little bit more support as well. And then yeah, so there'd just be like this one little beam here, but no walls, just a floor, so that I can access it from when I'm outside or when I'm inside the van. More places to put things is hugely beneficial. So yep, that's exactly what I decided to do. So I've got this cut, this one cut to size. Then I'll just need the one to run across here. But I'm gonna paint them white first so they can join the shelves in being painted and drying. Look at this guy.
They're savage, so don't get too close, man.
Hi, buddy. He's been, oh, you know you're on film? He's like, ooh, buddy. And there's an awesome lightning storm happening at the same time. Look at that little guy.
Yeah, nature was good.
Right? What's going on over here?
He's small.
He's so big. Ooh. Let's see if we can get some of that. Mm-hmm. I gotta stand out here till I get a good lightning bolt. I think I was looking at my camera when it happened.
Did you get it?
Okay, it's the next day. I haven't gotten the hinges yet. The doors are still in there drying. And after watching my favorite YouTuber over the last few days, I thought maybe I should pull up my front mat just to see about rust and moisture getting trapped under there. I had done that. I pulled it out when I was doing that initial clean, that real deep clean of the van. I pulled this mat out, right? So right, you can see I've got both seats out again. What I realized that I didn't do when I did that was pull off the trim, like the step, right? I never did that last time. And this place, I should have filmed it. I've already kind of cleaned it up. This place was filled with dirt and crap, and this is wet dirt in here. So I'm really happy that I just sort of decided to do this, because now I can get this all sort of cleaned out, dried out, and see what I can do to help prevent moisture from getting in here going forward, because I don't want to have to always pull off this step. But Van City Van Life Chrome is out in the bush for the last like 6 days. I mean, this is going to be way off by the time you see this video. He's completely replacing his floor, and he put a shout out to say, everybody check, right? So at first I was like, I was fine. When I had my mat out, no big deal. There was no rust to speak of. It was part and parcel him saying, do it and check, that I wanted to actually get down and rip this all out again. And also because when I tore my mat out, when I put it back in, I don't know if you can see, this has always been janky because I didn't line it up perfectly. So it's always kind of been bugging me when I'm driving, and that was enough to be like, okay, fine, I will. Between that and what's going on with Chrome, why not? Better safe than sorry. And I'm really glad I did, because hashtag yuck, and could have gotten a lot worse. Haven't done the passenger side yet. That's next. So we're lucky. So we'll see if this side is bad. Not wet. See all this build up. So good that we're gonna get this all cleaned out of here. Interesting that the other side has wet dirt on it. Gotta figure that out. Okay, so I was almost ready to just zip this all back up. I got the floor mat corrected. Well, that's better than it was. Yikes. I got the passenger seat back in. I was just supposed to do the driver's seat. When I was going to put the stair cover back in, and I decided to pull the weather stripping up and discovered, where is it? So all of this rust was hidden underneath the rubber or the weather sealing, right? Because this is where this sits, is right here. So I gotta fix that properly. Anyway, so I pulled that up, and yikes, right? So I've hit it with a wire brush. I'm probably gonna grind it as well with one of those
brushes that I use to clean up the hitch. And then I'm going to have to repaint this. I'm not going to worry about it right now, but it's definitely on the to-do list to get done, at least, especially before winter, because I don't want this getting any worse. What's happened is these little clips here that hold that plastic step in have rusted, and they've got these rubber grommets on them that I think is preventing water from coming up from the underside. And I mean, like, it's just so old that the rubber grommets have wasted away to nothing, and water's gotten inside the weather sealing or the weather stripping, and now it's caused this to rust. It could have been much worse. It could be all the way through. It could be the entire length of this, which it's not. It kind of stops right about here as I keep pulling it back, but it does. It stops right about there. It's just this tiny little surface rust here. So I'm just gonna clean it up a bit. If I have some white paint around, I'll hit it. But I'm thinking this is gonna be for another day, just because I want to get those cabinets done. And I'm probably gonna need new weather stripping. Let's get serious. It's probably got a whole bunch of rust in there. Yikes. All right, let's clean it up and put her back together. Okay, in typical Matt fashion, I did not wait until the next day or the next video. I just did it, I grinded it down, and then I decided to hit it with some of that rocker guard, because that's what I had on hand. I didn't have any white, and it is disgusting. It is ugly, but the rust is covered up. I got it down to the bare metal. It's covered up with this now. The weather stripping will go on that groove once it's dried, and then the step's gonna cover up the rest of it. I will have to fix this up probably at one point. It may start bothering me because you will be able to see this part, but I'm more concerned about not losing my floor to rust than I am the aesthetics of this little section of the van. So the van will be immobilized now for the rest of the night. That's fine. We can just focus on getting those cabinets done and then zip this all back up once it's dry. Oh, the only problem is they don't stay open. They're self-closing hinges, which I knew I kind of wanted. I don't know. I'm probably still gonna need the clamp little latch thing like down here to hold it in so this doesn't happen while I'm driving. And then there are little either like struts or other keep open arms that I may get. Now that I'm looking, I think they would fit perfectly right on the side here. Forgot about those. So that's interesting. Cause then I'll be able to stay open, right? But I'm super happy with it. It's a little obnoxious. You can kind of see right here. I don't know if you can. Right there, the screws started to come through from the other side, just the tiniest bit too long. But that's on me because I thought that the screws that came with the hinges were just too long for the boards that I chose. Then I realized there were two different lengths of screws that came with the hinges. These are my own screws, thinking they would be okay, but whatever. We're gonna test. These doors will be our tests of no construction adhesive. So they're the first things to fall. If they are the first things to fall apart, we'll know I was right with all this construction adhesive. And then the handle is just detached from the other side, and it's just a simple plastic one to reduce weight. Every little bit counts, I'm sure. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get the other two put on. And then yeah, I'll have to look at some latches probably. Those things are like $2 each. 3 of them should be just fine. And I don't mind the look of it. Looks funny without those ones being done, but yeah. Just finished putting these in. And we have hanging cabinets with doors that stay open. Got these gas struts off Amazon. It was like $25 for 4 of them, so I do have one left over. Probably for whatever I'll put over the kitchen area there. I'm not gonna lie, I'm super proud of this. This was looked it up on YouTube and did it at, the most affordable way I could, and it seems super functional. And I'm not normally a guy who's gets very proud of what he does. I take pride in my work and I enjoy what I do when I'm doing stuff like this, but this whole experience, this van, I am happy to say that I am proud of because I've been doing it for me. It's stuff I do for me, and I see how it's benefiting me, and it's the, I don't know if it's the best, but it's the coolest feeling right now. And I'm the kind of guy, like, when I would get awards and stuff at my other job, it was always, One of my managers once asked me, like, what do you want? What sort of recognition do you want when you do something good? And I said nothing. I said, I don't want anything. I don't want recognition when I do something good. If I'm doing something wrong and I'm screwing up, please let me know so I can course correct. But I've never been a big wanting to needing recognition when it comes to stuff, because especially when it's work like that, because it's work for someone else. Yeah, I took the photo, but it doesn't belong to me. I'm doing it for someone else. You know what I mean? Like, that's most jobs. And it's so, like, empty feeling in that way to me. But this stuff, like, I'm doing this for nobody else but me. And I'm super proud of this. I hope they don't fall apart on me. Oh, God, this feels good. I can't wait to stock these with the actual clothing that's going to go in here. It's going to be great. The van is a disaster right now. Just an absolute mess. Went and saw Black Widow today. Just filmed my review for it and posted it. That was a while ago. I also did a little bit of a mini vlog with Byron and Chris and I going to see Black Widow, because it was the first time we had gone to the theater since the pandemic had started. So that video came out quite a ways back, I'm sure. But I got the seats back in. I got... what is that? I always forget. The rocker guard sprayed on the metal under the step. I do still have to do the passenger side. The metal underneath the step there, I never pulled the weather stripping up, but it got real hot. I had other things to do, so I'll worry about that on another day. I'm pretty sure the next step is going to be getting the magnets for the insulation that is over the windows, because they keep falling off in this heat. The sticky stuff just keeps falling off from those Velcro Velcro straps. Whatever, I can't even think straight right now. It's so hot and I need to go eat something. But anyways, I did not get the wiring done in this video like I wanted to. Clearly, that's another day. Lights are hardwired right now. Anyway, well, that's it for this one, guys. Until the next one, just be happy, be yourself, be creative, and most importantly, just be positive. I'll see you all in the next one.